Hi everybody, I'm Verna Mullen from StampinNotes. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm excited to share a fabulous class with you tonight. It's using one of the new online products, the Impressions in Bloom stamp set and dies, and they are just fabulous and make beautiful cards. Very easy to make beautiful cards with this set. So if you're on and watching, say hi, tell me where you're from, and I'm happy to be here with you tonight. The last two Tuesday nights it has been thundering, raining. Tonight we have rain, but it's not thundering, so I was hesitant to get on the last couple weeks because I thought we're going to lose electric and it's going to go off. So anyways, I had to do them later in the week, and I'd rather just be here at Tuesday at my regular time. So hi Kathy, hi Carol. It's good to see you ladies on there. I hope you're doing well. And new catalog, so new products. Oh, hi Cher. Oh, hi Reese. Reese is I'm her great aunt. So she is 4. Just turned 4, I think. So nice to have you on there. Hi Lisa. Hi Margaret. So I'm going to put my view to my hand view, and I'm going to show you some of what we're going to make tonight. And there you go. I'm going to talk about this bundle with you. And I'm just turning my laptop around here so I can see your comments. Hi Gretchen. Oh, Gretchen, you're kind of near me, Cattaraugus County. I'm in Steuben County, near Canisteo, Hornell, that area. Hi, Carrie. Nice to have you on here. Some of you are on my Facebook page, and some of you are on my YouTube page. So we're going to have lots of fun. I can't wait to share these with you. Hi, Debbie. All right, so these are the cards we're going to make. Fabulous. Oh, I love this. This is my favorite. And some of the die cutting and stuff I did in advance because it's 4 cards and I didn't want to take forever and make you say I'm watching forever. So this is the stamp set. These are the dies. And this is an embossing folder I'm using with it. It's called the Press Flowers embossing folder. I don't think this goes with this set, but I can't remember for sure. So we're going to talk a little bit about the dies before we get going. There's these 2 large oval dies, and this one has stitching around it. This one just die cuts out this shape to go around your oval. And it works well with whatever oval is die cut with this one. This one is just a plain oval shape, and you can use this die cut on top of it. So I think we have a card that we're going to do that on. Also, there's 3 flower images, flower dies, and this one is, they each have an outline, and then they have the inside that doesn't cut. It just makes the impression on the flower. So very cool. We have leaves, and we have the flower centers. There's 2 here. There's some little flowers, more leaves. These leaves here, you'd lay inside this leaf shape to get an impression, embossing. And there's this one long leaf shape here, and then we have stems. So we'll talk more about this as we go along. And I'm going to go ahead and start. And we're going to start with a piece of Pool Party cardstock. And by the way, if you place an order of $50 or more with me this week, you can get the kits for one of each of these cards. You will need the Impressions Abloom Bundle to be able to make them in your own ink. You will also get the free PDF tutorial to go along with that. Okay, so this is what I have done is this is that die cut, the stitched oval, and this is what I cut out of that. And I emboss this with that Pressed Flowers embossing folder. It just goes up the side like that right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, and there are thanks on this, and there are a few sentiments in this set. There's thanks, I appreciate you, thanks so very much, thanks for being there. So mainly a thank you set. And hey Mom, it's always nice to have your mom on there. Okay, so we're going to start with stamping thanks in crumb cake. And I've got my crumb cake ink pad here. And I'm going to grab my stamp. It's already on my block. And there it is. Alright, I'm just going to straighten this out. And as you guys know, you get a better stamp with your a cushion under there. I'm using the piercing mat for your photopolymer stamps. Hi Jean. Oh, you're on the way home from Florida. Nice. Oh, well, it's nice to have you on here. That's a haul, Florida. Oh, you're going to Tennessee, so maybe it's not so bad. From Tennessee to Florida. Okay, and we're going to stamp that right on there like that. I'm grabbing a wipe for my hands and my stamps. I'm just going to clean that off because I'm going to use that again in a minute here. And now we're going to mount this onto our card front with dimensionals. Does anyone have this set? You're watching? I wasn't going to get it because I have a lot of flowers. Flower sets. It's kind of like, but I really loved the die. And here's a couple of the flowers that I've die cut. I'm going to talk more about the center there so you'll know how to use it. Lots of possibilities with it. Okay, let's get these on here. Just like that. And we'll get the backings off, set that aside for a minute. We had lots of birthdays recently. I have 4 grandchildren with birthdays in April, 1 son, and May is a lot of birthdays too. It seems springtime seems to be the birthday months in our family. Okay, so I'm just centering that on the card front. I need to move that just a little bit like that. And now I'm going to take my glue gun here, and this is from My Sweet Petunia, or you can find it on scrapbook.com. I am using the glue from Stampin' Up. I don't think I've used this today. I like it because of the thin needle nose, and it does not generally does not plug up, which is nice because it has a little stand that it sits in, and it's the way it sits in the stand. And we're going to add this to right around the bottom of our oval like that. Thanks, Carol. Okay. Just holding that down a minute so it grabs that ink, or the glue grabs that the fibers in that paper. Okay, so we've got that down there like that. Now, let's talk about the die cut flowers. So, in order to get this flower with this impression on it, I've used This is the cutting, the part that cuts. This is the embossing, that gives the embossing. And then there's a center here, and I've added the center. This little center does not cut out. It just makes the embossing, and that's how that center is embossed on there. Now technically I didn't need to because I've got flowers layering over this, so I didn't need to emboss that center. So I'm going to grab, I just wanted to tell you that so you know. Now the centers, I have a few die cut centers, and they are, I'll grab my little box here for this card. They are on there on my post-it like that. And in order to die cut that center out, there is a little die here. And that goes right around that little circle that you emboss with. And there's a smaller one right here. So I have one small one that I've done and two large ones. But first we're going to get the large flowers on there. Or all the flowers on there. So I'm going to start with this one. And I'm going to fold it, bend it up just a little bit to give it some dimension. I'm going to put that right there at the bottom of my oval. Alright, and then I have another one, the same flower that's yellow. This is Lemon Lolly. And we're going to put that going up around like this. I'm sliding it underneath the pool party one. And then there is a small flower here. And this set is, there's the embossing piece and the smaller flower shape there. Okay, and we're going to add this one at the top here. Like that. Alright, and hi Chris Wilcott. Hi Gretchen again. Okay. Alright, so now let's add some layers to our flowers. I'm going to add a small yellow flower there. I'm going to add it on with a dimensional. And it'll sit up, pop up nicely on that larger flower. Put it right in the center there. And then we're going to add one of our die cut centers. This is crumb cake. I'm going to set that right in the middle of that. Again, I have a small die cut flower for the center of the yellow one, and it's pool party. And I'm going to add that with a dimensional. Just bending it a little bit. We'll add that right there. We're going to add another large center. And then we are just adding our small center to the small flower. Like that. Now I've die cut some leaves out using soft sea foam, and I'm going to grab some of those. Aren't these pretty? There's a couple large leaves like that, and then there's some stem. We're not going to use the stem right now, but so I'm just putting glue on the end right here. And glue right here. I'm going to slide it under there like that. We're going to add one on the other side here. And then a couple at the top. And you don't have to put your glue all over the whole back of the leaf. You can just add it at the bottom where you want it. And also these, there's cuts in these, so if you use a lot of glue, it will seep through to the front. I'm not sure I like that. Move that like that. Okay, so now let's add our inside piece for our card. And I have a piece that's 5 by 3 3/4. We'll go ahead and add it to the inside here. Got a little bit of a turned up edge there. Okay, and then I'm going to add one of the die cut flowers at the bottom. I want one that has, this one does not have the embossed center, so I'm going to add this. It has the embossed center, and that's what I want. I think I'll use the yellow. And let's add a little leaf. Maybe right, I think up there. Now with this bundle there are some gems that go with it. Yeah, they do almost look like fabric. Gretchen says the flowers look almost like fabric. So the gems for this are, they're called Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems, but there are some clear ones, and I'm going to use the clear ones with this card. Take your pick tool is the best tool for grabbing gems. And then I'll add a couple smaller ones. We'll add these inside the oval here. Alright, and there is our card. Very simple but very pretty. That is card number 1. Okay, card number 2, we're going to do a little bit of stamping on the oval to start with. And this stamp set, the flowers in this set are 2-step stamping. So there's a larger plain stamp. Here's our larger plain stamp, and then there's another stamp that is that goes with that flower that is more detailed. Okay, and you can see how they line up. This is the longer petal, so here's the longer petal on this one. So you want to use your lighter color first. All right, so I'm gonna use Pretty in Pink and Strawberry Slush. Strawberry Slush is one of the new in colors. So I'm going to use the Pretty in Pink first. I'm just going to ink up my flower. And there it is. And let's do another one. Maybe right there. Okay. And then I'm going to take this more detailed, the one that has the inside of the details of the inside of the petals, and I'm going to use Strawberry Slush. It's a little bit darker. All of the flowers, the 3 flowers in this set, are 2-step stamping. Let's see if I can line this up. It helps, your circle helps in the center. Now look at that. It doesn't look lined up. Let's see here. Okay, that one is better. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Stampin' Blends marker and I am going to kind of cover that, fix it. I'm just wiping off the stamps. Okay, so let me grab a marker. Okay, I've got light, pretty, and pink. I'm going to take my bullet tip and I am just going to fill in a little bit there. Probably the strawberry slush would work better or look better. Alright. I think I wasn't over all the way. Like this one is off a little bit. But we're going to work with it and make it work. Okay? Now I'm going to stamp the center of that flower. And I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss. I think I had the stamp out. Alright, so there's two centers. There's a plain one for plain color. And then there's the one that has the little dots. I'm just going to use that. I'm grabbing the Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to stamp that center. Okay. And I have a yellow Stampin' Blends marker, and I'm just going to add a touch of yellow to this. And it goes with the designer series paper that I'm going to use with this card. And I'm grabbing it so you can see it. Okay, so this is the designer series paper. It is called Floral Impressions. We're going to be using this tonight. This has those same colors in it there. This is the back of one of the pieces, but it's all beautiful floral prints. It's really, really pretty. Look at that on the back there. There's sunflowers. I love that too. So, and I've chopped it up. I've used quite a bit of it. So, it's going to work with our piece of designer series paper that I'm using, which is this piece right here. It's pulling in those colors. There's yellow and I think it's Gorgeous Grape, not the blackberry, but I really wanted the blackberry in there. Also with this suite are these foiled frames. Foiled frames and labels ephemera pack. That comes with the suite as well as these gems here. Alright, so now let's add some leaves to this. And first we're going to stamp a stem. I'm going to add that block right there. We'll grab our stem. And let's use Garden Green for this. There's Garden Green and Mossy Meadow. They are pretty, aren't they, Mom? Alright, so I think I will stamp that way. And I'm not sure I like this. We'll fix that. We'll cover it with a leaf. And we'll stamp this way. And we'll come in with our, I'm going to use Granny Apple Green on the back, the lighter leaf image. I think I might have stamped it upside down. Let me see. No, I guess I'm right. Okay, that's good. We'll go that way, and we'll go this way. All right, so now let's bring in the garden green and the more detailed leaf image, which is right here. And we're going to stamp over these. Oops, I'm off a little bit there. Oh, I think I'm going to leave it. We'll fix it somehow. Okay. And, oh, you know what, you guys, I forgot to stamp. On this one, I stamped with a textured note stamp set, this background behind there. Completely forgot about it. So I'm gonna grab a blending brush. I'm gonna grab Lemon Lolly. I'm just gonna blend a little bit into the background, so it's not so white. And when were I to do this card again, I would not leave this space there. I might fill that in. I don't like that gap there. Alright, so we made a little bit of a background there. And I was just looking for my pink marker. Alright, so we can move this out. Alright, I'm going to fill in that little gap. I'm just going to do a petal shape like that, and that looks a little better. Still a little goofy with the stem, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, let's put our card together. So we have an 8.5 by 5.5 of Strawberry Slush cardstock. This is a new in color. My in color club ends tomorrow or the next day. If you're interested in that, you get one of each of the new in colors each month for 5 months, and that way you collect all of them. You will get a whole package of the in color cardstock. You will get an ink pad each month, and also a ink refiller. I'll show them to you in a minute. A package, a roll of the ribbon, and 8 pages of the In Color Designer Series paper in whatever color it is. To begin with, as a thank you for joining, you get a whole package of the In Color gems. They're actually pearls, flat pearls. And then You will get also a pair of the Stampin' Blends each month and one of the Stampin' Right markers in whatever color it is each month. And I'm trying to think if there's something else I'm missing. I'll have to look at my list. You get a PDF tutorial and a kit. Anyways, so it's $60 plus $9 shipping and handling. It's actually a pretty good deal. So if you're interested in that, you can email me at vernastamps@gmail.com. I will be sending another last minute email out about it, probably tomorrow. Alright, so again, we're going to put this on the center of the front of our card base. Alright, we had fun for Mother's Day. We took Mom, meaning my sister Sharon and I, well that is crooked, took Mom flower shopping because Mom has a green thumb, and we had fun. We went to Elmira, New York, to a place called Haskins Gardens. We'd never been there, and it was really nice. And then we went out to lunch, and my lilacs are in bloom. My mom loves lilacs. I love the smell of them, but they do make me get, I must be allergic to them probably, but they're so beautiful. I took lilacs up to Mom Sunday, and then my son Luke did too. They have lilac trees, so thankful for my mom. Okay, so there is our little outward frame that's going to go around there, just like that. And then inside, let's do our inside piece here. We are going to stamp one of the other flowers. We're going to stamp this one that's kind of like a daisy. And I'm going to use the Pretty in Pink first for the more solid image. And then we'll use the Strawberry Slush for the other one. And this one too is pretty easy to line up by the shape and length of the different petals. And there's that. And this side. Let's bring back our little stem. Oh, hi Nancy. Oh, you're working on the friendship album card. Those are so much fun to make. You'll have to post them. Alright, and let's come back. We'll add a little leaf here. We'll do the dark first, or the detail first. This would be cute to do on the envelope too. There's that. And then, I don't know what I did with the others. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it. The other leaf part. So, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to fill in that center. I'm just going to fill it in with some yellow here. And let's add it to the center of our card. The only thing we have left to do is add the gems. All right, let's add our gems to the front. Now let's use the strawberry slush ones. Okay, so that is card number 2. We'll put that aside. Let's do card number 3. I'm going to move my stuff out of the way here. Okay, card number 3 is this one right here. It has what looks like sunflowers on the front to me. I don't like where I stamped that. I probably would put it down here. I don't like it. So anyways, we're going to do it different this time. We're going to start with a piece of mossy meadow that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Alright, we're going to add a piece of that beautiful designer series paper to the front. And because we're going to die cut out the center, only add your adhesive around the edges here. And again, you can get the free kits with an order of $50 or more, the kits for each of these cards, the 4 cards. You do need the bundle to make them, and your own ink. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take that large, beautiful oval and die cut out the center. So I'm bringing in my Big Shot. Now this is something, there's a fabulous joining special right now. So if you have a long wish list of stuff that you want from Stampin' Up, it's a fabulous deal. You only pay $164. Sorry. You pay $99 and you get $164 worth of product, whatever you want, for $99 and free shipping. And you don't have to stay in, you don't have to do the business. You can if you want to. I never intended to do the business, but I love it so much and I love sharing with others, so I do the business. But anyways, it's a fabulous deal, and I will put a link if you want to do that, to join, sign up under me. I will put a link for that in the comments below this post and on the YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So this reminded me that you could get one of these. I think it would be, you would have enough to get one. You could get the smaller one anyways too. Just putting that out there. Alright, and you can save these shapes for something else. Move this out of the way. So now we have our card front. And we want that pretty blue in the background, so we're going to add a piece of designer series paper to the inside here. This is that same pattern, and it has the pool party on the back of it. And again, we're just going to add our glue around the edges here. And we're going to add that, center that. It's got to come down just a little bit. Okay, so now, if I can turn it over, so now we have that lovely blue on the front, just like that. And here's our shapes. I did not use that center button embossing for the middle because it's going to be covered. That one I did. Here's, I used the one long stem die to die cut these from Garden Green, and I'm just gonna make this a little thinner here. Alright, because I'm just going to add that one flower at the top. And bring our, we need a dab of glue on the leaves here. Oh, I have to show you guys a beautiful card I got from Chris Wolcott. Oops. It's a quilty card. Actually, it's a pinwheel card. I think I have it right here. Here it is. Isn't that pretty? It's a thank you card, and with the, I remember this paper, I can't remember the name of it, and this radiating stitch dies, but thank you so much, Chris. It's so pretty. Alright, so we've got that one on, and then this one we're going to make a little shorter because we don't want it quite as tall. And I'm going to just chop this off. We're going to put this one down here. Like that. Alright, so let's add our flowers onto there. And I've got this flower shape. If you were on when I was talking about the dies at the beginning, so there's 3 flower shapes. This is the die that cuts, and there's a center die that embosses for each one. This shape here is this flower. Alright, and I'm going to add that, actually I want the smaller one up there. I'm going to add this one right here. Oops. And I'm going to add this one at the top here. I forgot to do the stamping. Well, we'll do it right now. Okay, and then I have 2 centers. One is the larger one. And you could pop that on with a dimensional too. One is smaller. Alright, so there's our posies. We'll put this one in the middle when we do the middle of that. Hi, Patty. Welcome. Hey, Anique. It is an online exclusive. Welcome from the Netherlands. Hi, Gail. Yeah, I really love this set. I saw your comment, Chris. Okay, so we've got that. Let's stamp thanks on the front. Where did my thanks stamp go? Here it is. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to put it down here. Let's see. I could put it in the center up here. Or I could put it down here and put like, we don't have a bird really, but no, I think I'll put it up there. And I'm going to use Early Espresso. And hope that it stamps okay, because I forgot to do it earlier. That's okay. And let's add some gems to that front. Moving my stuff around here. Okay, gems. Again, we'll use the clear beige ones. I think I want to put this there. Actually, I think I'll use 5 gems on this one. Let's see, we've got that one there and maybe one there. And let's do the inside. Oh, I forgot about that pretty designer series paper there when you open it. This is 5 by 3 3/4. And then I was going to add this little flower here. I think I'll add it down in the corner here. And let's add it on this side. I'm going to grab some little leaves. Slide that under there. And another one. These are soft sea foam. Okay, and that is the 3rd card. There it is. Okay, the 4th card is a, well, it looks like a gate on the front. I think it was Roz Davidson had done a card like this. She did not give the measurements, but, and it wasn't with this bundle. It was with an older bundle of flowers. So, I figured out measurements, and I will tell that to you right now. Okay, you're going to start with a piece of basic white thick cardstock. It's 5.5 by 4 3/4. And on the 4 3/4 inch side, you're going to score it at 1/4, 4 1/4 inches. Let me show you that. Alright, so this is 4 3/4. We're going to score it at 1/4 of an inch on the 4 3/4 inch side. Okay. Hi, Elaine. And you want to really burnish this good. In fact, I folded it a couple times. I was so glad to see that the thick basic white cardstock is back in stock. All right. Now, because it takes so long to glue all the pieces together, I sped it up a little bit. So the first thing you want to do is, you have 2 pieces here. These are what the fence posts go on. These are 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch. And I just marked, let me get something with a measurement. I used grid paper actually. Alright, so you want to put the first one, you're going to go down 1 inch and lay it across going right here. That's why I have on this down 1 inch. And then 1 inch up from the bottom. So here's the bottom. And my other one is going to start right here and go across. Alright. And we'll show you what I mean by that. So these are 2 1/2-inch strips that are 4 1/4 inches long. All right, so I'm going to go down 1 inch, and you can mark it lightly. Ooh. So the top of it is going to be right there, and then if I go 1 inch up, the bottom of this one is going to be there. And I am adding them on the outside, not inside. So there's the bottom of that one. And you just want to make sure it's straight across here. Right? Hi, Sandra. Nice to have you on. Okay, and then you're going to go, this little mark is going to be at the top of this one. All right, so that's how you start it. That's what it looks like. Okay, now I've marked on this template here to lay our long pieces on this way. These are 1/4 inch apart, okay? And you need you're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're 5 1/2 by 1/2 inch. You need 5 of those. And you're gonna lay them right 1/4 inch apart all the way across. So let me show you what I did. And this red marking is where my strips are going to be laid all the way up, but I didn't mark it all the way up. Okay, and I'll show you how I did it. I started one just because it takes a long time to layer them all on there, and I didn't want to take forever to do it. Hi, Myra. Okay, and also, if you weren't on earlier, you can get the free kits for one of each of these cards from me with an order of $50 or more in my online store. And then you earn rewards with Stampin' Up! Too. Alright, so here's what I did. I'm lining this up in the corner here. When you start, have a grid paper, okay? And then I'm going, the end of this from here to here is 1/4 inch. All right, so I'm starting my next one here. It's a 1/2 inch wide, and then I'm going to start the next one. I'm going to skip 1/4 inch, which is this area here. Lay the next one on, skip 1/4 inch, and lay this one on. My next one is going to start right here. Alright, so I'm grabbing my strip. It's 5 1/2 by 1/2 inch, and I'm just laying it on there to see about where it goes. I'm going to take my glue gun. Oops, I want it right there. Okay, so I want the glue right about here. I'm lining it back up, and I'm laying that strip down so the edge of it is right 1/4 inch from this one, like that. Alright, and then I'm going to just put some glue right here. So our next strip is going to go right here. This is 1/4 inch, it's going to start right here. Alright, so I'm lining that back up. It's going to start right there. And I'm going to put my glue right there. Actually, I'll go ahead and put it up here too. Okay, and just lining that up like that. So it gives it a cool look of a gate. All right. Looks like it's sticking. Nope, I guess it's not bad. If you want to, you can bring it all the way out to the edge, or you can leave it in just a little bit. All right, so let's add our flowers. Now, I'm gonna use a silicone mat underneath in case I get any glue coming through the fence post here. And I brought it over here, and of course, where did I lay it? And I'm not seeing it. All right, we'll live dangerously then. I'm going to move this out, and I'll bring my little die cuts over. Oh, for the inside of this card, I used a piece that's 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to go ahead and put that in because it gives it a cool look on the outside. I'm going to layer this to it. This is 5 by 3 3/4. And again, if you place an order with me and you get the kits, you will get the PDF tutorial. And I will also have the tutorial for sale in my online store. Actually, the green is 5 1/4 by 4, and this is 5 by 3 3/4. Maybe I guess I did already say that. Okay, and I'm just adding glue on there. And we'll center that on there like that. So when you close this, you see a little bit of green at the top and the bottom. And you can see my bottom is a little wider than the top. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to monkey with that. Alright, so I have my flower centers. I have a bunch of leaves here. I stick them to Post-its, and that way I might know where they are. Okay, let's start at the bottom with our bottom flower, and it's going to be, actually let's start with the stem. And I'm going to start right about here with the stem. I'm going to have one going this way. And I think, I'm just going to be careful of the glue leaking on the other side. Let's see. I want to go in kind of crooked like that because we're going to add another stem going more straight this way. It just makes the bottom fuller and look better. Okay. Right, so we've got that so far. Let's add our bottom flower, which is one of these, the blue here, and or pool party. We're going to put them up, probably about like that. And I'm just adding glue to the center. Alright, and I'm going to bend these up a little bit to make it look a little more natural. Should have done that before. Now I have a strawberry slush one. Oh yeah, Sandra. Thank you. Sandra says, if you open it up all the way, you don't have to add glue, worry about glue going through the fence posts. Thank you. Hi, Marianne. Good morning from Sydney, Australia. All right, so let's do this one. Good idea. We'll put this one here. We're going to add another little pool party one. And he's going to sit right about there. All right, so I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on the one side here. All right. This reminds me of Morning Glories. And let's add another strawberry slush one over here. Like that. And we're going to make, there's a die for one of these, and then there's one die that cuts out two smaller ones. And I think they're to go on the front of this. So I'm going to add one to the front. I'm just adding glue at the bottom. Alright, and I'm letting it slide over a little bit. It's going to look like it's an open flower opening. And we're going to add this to the other side of the front. Whoops. Just like that. Okay, and then we're going to add this one up here. I don't know if we can get one more on here or not and have it not look. Oh, let's do it anyways here. Okay, so we want, let's do our leaves now. Let's add a leaf here. A leaf on the side here. Add one down in here. One towards the top here. Not sure I like that there. Let's try this. Alright, and now let's add some centers. And this is basic black. You could pop some on with dimensionals too. You're welcome, Chris. Thank you. And this one is a smaller one. Oops. We'll add one to the top one. Okay, we've got our centers, we've got our leaves. Now for our sentiment. I've already heat embossed it just to save time. We can slip it in here. This is with the textured note cards dies. Let's see if we can slip it in here. I don't like that. I like that. I think I'll do that. See if we can mix the cracks in the fence. Come on. Okay, so there is that. Now if you wanted to, you could, no, you can't put a backing on that. I was thinking maybe you could. There's a little bit of glue there. So I will leave this open to dry. And then let's add a little flower on the inside. We'll add this sweet little posy right here. And a couple of leaves. Now there's also those dies that cut the 3 small flowers. And I'm going to add one to the little thank you sign. So, let's add a little bit of glue there. Okay, and let's add our gems now. Add some of the lighter ones here. Yeah, I'll just add those like that. Alright, so there is card number 4. Might add a gem to the center of that. If you don't like that flower showing through, don't add it on the inside there. I didn't think about it showing through there like that. Card number 3. Card number 2. This one is with the textured notes background. And card number 1. So I hope you enjoyed these, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have a good rest of the night. Bye now.